The concept of being a chosen one often seems mysterious, surrounded by great expectations and varied interpretations. However, what many fail to realize is that the journey of the chosen ones is marked by a path of spiritual evolution that does not follow conventional social norms. Being chosen does not, in any way, mean an easy or challenge-free life. Quite the opposite. Those who are chosen by God or destined to fulfill a higher purpose often find themselves in situations that challenge logical and worldly comprehension. Among these experiences, two are particularly prevalent: isolation and financial hardship. These challenges often bring a sense of disconnection from the world around. You may feel misunderstood, even distant from people who were once close. Financially, it may seem as though all doors are closing while the world around you prospers without significant struggles. This leads many to question their faith, to wonder why, if they were chosen for such an important mission, they are facing so much struggle and solitude. But the reality is that these moments of loneliness and scarcity are not punishments or signs that something is wrong with the path. They are, in fact, an integral part of the chosen one's formation process. Society teaches that success equates to material wealth and well-established social relationships. However, for the chosen ones, success is measured differently, in terms of spiritual growth, resilience, and unwavering faith. Loneliness and financial hardships are indeed tools that shape character, allowing the chosen ones to connect more deeply with their true mission. This journey is a call for reflection and introspection. Solitude serves as a space where the chosen ones can hear the voice of God and understand their essence more profoundly. Financial difficulties, in turn, teach detachment, trust, and the true definition of prosperity. All of this is part of a grander plan designed to strengthen the chosen ones and prepare them for what is to come. Material detachment is one of the most fundamental lessons on the spiritual journey of the chosen ones. It is a difficult lesson, especially in a world that values material accumulation and financial success as symbols of achievement. However, for the chosen, the path to true prosperity lies in the understanding that material possessions are temporary and that spiritual growth is the true wealth. Financial limitation is not merely a trial but also a teaching tool. When forced to live with less, we are compelled to reflect on what truly matters in our lives. It is at this moment that detachment begins to manifest more profoundly. We realize that, while the material world has its needs, it cannot define who we are or determine our value. By learning to live with less, the chosen ones develop a unique ability to place the spiritual above the material. The lack of resources teaches us to rely less on tangible things and more on our connection with the divine. Instead of seeking security in possessions, the chosen learn to find security in their faith, in the belief that even in the most challenging moments, God is present, guiding and providing what is truly needed. This process of detachment is, in fact, a way of creating space for a deeper and more lasting prosperity. By detaching from material needs, we are freeing ourselves from the weight of expectations that often limit our spiritual growth. Detachment teaches us that true prosperity does not lie in accumulating goods but in being aligned with our purpose and living according to the spiritual values that guide us. This transition is not easy. It challenges everything we have been taught about success and wealth. However, by embracing detachment, the chosen begin to see that spiritual prosperity is far more fulfilling and lasting than any material wealth. Detachment allows us to experience a freedom that the material world cannot offer. The loneliness that many chosen ones experience throughout their journey is, in fact, a reflection of their spiritual evolution. Although loneliness may seem painful, it carries a profound meaning and is intrinsically linked to the high vibration that the chosen ones emit. When a soul evolves spiritually, its energy becomes purer, more refined, and this high vibration can cause discomfort in those around them. Not everyone can handle the intensity of this energy, and as a result, they often pull away. This distancing can be perceived as rejection, but in truth, it is a natural consequence of the energetic difference between the chosen and those who are still trapped in denser vibrational patterns. The solitude of the chosen is not a punishment but a phase of preparation. It isolates them, not to punish them, but to purify them and prepare them for deeper and more authentic connections in the future. When you are chosen, you carry a mission, a purpose that requires your energy to be protected and your vibration to remain elevated. Those who vibrate at a lower spiritual frequency tend to feel uncomfortable in the presence of a chosen one. This is because the light you emit, the clarity, and the connection with the divine that you possess reflect the shadows and insecurities of those around you. Instead of recognizing this as a growth opportunity, many prefer to distance themselves, remaining in their comfort zone. This creates a sense of isolation for the chosen ones, but this isolation, when seen in the right light, is a gift. Solitude allows you to focus on your own spiritual evolution without the distractions and energies of other people interfering in your process. It is a period of purification where you can connect more deeply with your essence and the divine purpose you have been assigned. The chosen are separated not because they are unworthy of companionship, but because their mission requires a level of focus and clarity that can only be achieved in silence and introspection. Loneliness, therefore, is a transitional phase. It prepares you to connect, in the future, with people who are on a similar vibration to yours. People who will share your spiritual journey in a more authentic and meaningful way. The connections that will arise in the future will be much deeper because they will be based on spiritual resonance, rather than superficial or materialistic interests. Thus, loneliness, far from being a curse, is a blessing in disguise. It strengthens you, purifies you, and prepares you for a future where connections will be rarer but also truer and more enduring. It is a reminder that, although you may feel alone now, there is a greater purpose for this phase of your life, and it is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. Relationships, especially for those who are chosen, carry a very particular energetic dynamic. Often, the chosen ones attract people who feel deeply drawn to their light, inner strength, and spiritual connection. However, this attraction does not always result in a balanced exchange. What usually happens is that these people, even unconsciously, end up draining the energy of the chosen without giving back the same amount of energy. This energetic imbalance can leave the chosen feeling exhausted, depleted, and often with a sense of emptiness and emotional wear. This happens because, by carrying such an intense spiritual light, the chosen ones naturally become beacons for those seeking comfort, healing, or even a reference point on their own journeys. However, not everyone is ready to maintain or balance this energy. Many approach the chosen ones seeking support, guidance, or simply to feel the peace and tranquility that they emanate. The problem is that this exchange often becomes one-sided. While the chosen one offers their energy, wisdom, and light, many who come close do not have the capacity or intention to contribute with the same level of exchange. This energetic drain can be dangerous. Over time, the chosen one may begin to feel overwhelmed, as if they are constantly carrying the burden of others without ever having a moment to recharge their own energy. This is one of the reasons why many chosen ones consciously choose to distance themselves from certain people or groups. It is not out of lack of love or empathy but rather an urgent need to protect their energy so they can continue their mission without being drained. It is essential for the chosen ones to learn to discern who truly contributes to a balanced energetic exchange. Not everyone who approaches should be allowed into their inner circle. Being selective about who you allow into your life is not an act of selfishness but of self-preservation. The chosen ones have a very important mission to fulfill, and allowing their energy to be drained by people who are unwilling to reciprocate the same level of commitment and respect can compromise that mission. Protecting your energy is a crucial lesson on the spiritual journey of the chosen ones. This involves learning to set clear and healthy boundaries, where you can give but also receive. It is about understanding that, to continue lighting the way for others, you must first keep your own flame alive. And this is only possible when you surround yourself with people who value and respect this energetic exchange rather than just taking what you have to offer. Therefore, the energetic drain that many chosen ones experience in relationships should be seen as a warning sign. It is a call for introspection so that you can evaluate who is truly contributing to your growth and who is merely taking. By being more selective and protecting your energy, you are ensuring that you have the strength needed to continue your mission and, at the same time, creating an environment where relationships are based on mutual respect and energetic reciprocity. Loneliness is undoubtedly one of the most profound and transformative aspects of the spiritual journey of the chosen ones. At first glance, this loneliness may seem like a burden. For many, the absence of meaningful connections and the distancing from others are interpreted as painful isolation. However, this loneliness is, in fact, a sacred space intended for healing, reflection, and spiritual growth. It is in these moments of solitude that the chosen ones find the time and silence necessary to connect deeply with themselves and with the divine source. Often, the noise of the outside world, the expectations, distractions, and demands, prevents the chosen ones from having the space needed to hear their inner voice. Solitude offers a refuge, a place where this voice can finally be heard. In this silence, the chosen ones find not only answers but also the clarity of vision necessary to continue on their journey. They have the opportunity to reconnect with their essence, away from external influences that may cloud their spiritual purpose. During these periods of isolation, the chosen one is called to look within and heal emotional wounds that may have been neglected for too long. Solitude allows the chosen to face these wounds, not as something to be feared, but as an opportunity for growth. This introspection is essential to the spiritual journey, as it is in this process that the chosen one becomes stronger, gaining emotional and mental resilience. It is important to understand that loneliness is not a punishment but a preparation. It is fertile ground where the chosen is prepared for the next chapters of their life. During this time of solitude, the chosen is being refined, molded, and prepared for the purpose that awaits them. Just as gold is purified in fire, the chosen ones are purified in solitude, emerging from this process with a clarity of purpose and inner strength that prepares them to face future challenges with renewed confidence. Additionally, solitude serves as a reminder of the importance of spiritual self-sufficiency. Instead of seeking answers or validation in the external world, the chosen ones learn to trust their connection with the divine, finding in God the source of all answers and necessary comfort. They realize that even in the absence of deep human connections, they are never truly alone. The divine presence is always with them, guiding, protecting, and strengthening. By looking at loneliness in this light, the chosen one can see that it is not a state of painful isolation but an opportunity for healing, preparation, and self-knowledge. This time of solitude offers the chance to realign with the spiritual purpose, to free oneself from worldly distractions, and to focus on what truly matters. Over time, the chosen begin to see loneliness as a gift, a sacred space where they can grow and transform. When the chosen one emerges from this period of loneliness, they are no longer the same. They are stronger, wiser, and more connected to themselves and the divine. This process of transformation is essential for the spiritual journey of the chosen ones. By embracing loneliness and using it as a space for healing and growth, the chosen ones are preparing to fulfill their purpose with an inner strength that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Financial trials faced by many chosen ones are, in essence, a profound test of faith and trust in their spiritual path. For those called to a higher purpose, material difficulties often arise as intense challenges that force them to look beyond the surface and develop an unwavering reliance on divine forces. At first glance, the lack of resources may seem like an injustice or even a sign of abandonment. However, in the spiritual context, these financial adversities are more than mere scarcity. They are opportunities created to strengthen the faith of the chosen ones, teaching them to trust completely in the divine plan, even when the path seems dark and uncertain. In times of material abundance, it is easy to feel comfortable and secure. But when financial scarcity knocks on the door, the chosen one is challenged to find security in something much greater than material goods. This is the test, learning to trust the invisible, trusting that, despite the circumstances, God will provide all their needs in the right time and measure. This process is neither immediate nor easy, but it develops a faith that goes beyond the fluctuations of the material world. Financial scarcity is often a way of reminding the chosen ones that their true source of provision is not money but their spiritual connection with God. This trust requires total surrender, a willingness to let go of control over circumstances and believe that there is a greater plan at work. When bills pile up and resources seem scarce, the chosen one is called to resist the temptation to despair. They are invited to practice patience and faith, knowing that the universe, guided by a divine force, is preparing something greater. Moments of financial difficulty are not a sign of defeat but an invitation for the chosen to deepen their trust in divine power. This is a period of learning about the true nature of abundance and where it truly comes from. The Bible is filled with stories of individuals who faced great material adversities before reaching their final destiny. Consider the life of Joseph, for example. He was sold into slavery, betrayed by his brothers, and thrown into prison. Yet, during all this time of trials, Joseph kept his faith and trust in God. He knew, deep in his heart, that there was a purpose to his difficulties. Eventually, he was elevated to a position of great power and influence, not by his own means but by his unwavering faith and his belief that God was always in control. Similarly, today's chosen ones face material challenges as part of a larger process of transformation. These challenges teach that true security never comes from material resources. Traditional paths to financial success, accumulating wealth, working tirelessly for money, are not the paths the chosen should follow. Instead, they are called to follow a path of trust in their spiritual connection, knowing that divine providence never fails. This is a call to live with faith, not fear. For the chosen ones, this spiritual trust becomes a solid foundation that, regardless of financial fluctuations, can never be shaken. Ultimately, financial trials serve as reminders that the spiritual path of the chosen ones does not follow the same rules as the material world. They are called to a different standard, a standard where true wealth is not measured by money but by the depth of their faith and the strength of their spiritual connection. By trusting in the divine, the chosen begin to see that even in scarcity, they are being cared for. The universe is always working in their favor, even when external signs suggest otherwise. This trust is what will carry them forward through trials and prepare them for an abundance that goes far beyond the limits of the material world. Financial hardships faced by the chosen ones often go beyond a personal matter. They carry with them the scars of previous generations. Many chosen ones bear within them the echoes of limiting financial patterns passed down by their families over generations. These scars, which manifest as difficulties in managing money or deep feelings of scarcity, are more than just material obstacles. They are ancestral traumas that need to be understood and healed so that the chosen ones can break these cycles of limitation and finally thrive in a way that aligns with their spiritual purpose. These limiting financial patterns are often born from a family history marked by poverty, hardship, and survival. They create a mindset of scarcity, a belief system that teaches us to see money as something always lacking, something difficult to obtain, and often even more challenging to maintain. These patterns are passed down from generation to generation, becoming part of the subconscious fabric of who we are. Without realizing it, many chosen ones carry these financial traumas without questioning their origin or impact on their lives. The fact is that, as chosen ones, we are called to break these cycles. We are not here to simply repeat the mistakes of the past or live under the limitations our ancestors faced. We are called to do the spiritual work necessary to heal these ancestral wounds, bringing to light the financial patterns we were given and consciously choosing not to perpetuate them. This is a profound process of healing that requires courage, patience, and an understanding that what we are facing is not just ours but part of a much larger legacy. Healing these ancestral scars begins with acknowledging their existence. For many, this means looking at their family history and seeing how financial scarcity and the struggle for sustenance impacted their lives and mindsets. It takes courage to face these realities because money is a topic loaded with emotions and often pain. However, once these patterns are identified, we can begin the process of liberation. We can consciously decide to no longer be defined by these patterns and instead create a new path of spiritual and material prosperity. The chosen ones have a unique opportunity to heal these traumas not only for themselves but for their entire lineage. By breaking the cycles of scarcity, by reprogramming their minds and hearts to embrace abundance, they are not only healing their own wounds but also those of their ancestors. This process of healing is deeply transformative because it is not just about accumulating material wealth but about redefining the relationship with money in a way that aligns with their spiritual purpose. Money ceases to be a source of anxiety and becomes an instrument of service, a tool that can be used to do good in the world. At the same time, this ancestral financial healing is also an act of preparation for the future. By breaking the cycles of scarcity, the chosen are creating a new legacy, a path of prosperity and abundance for future generations. They are establishing a new foundation for their children and grandchildren, a foundation based on the belief that true prosperity is not rooted in struggle but in spiritual trust and contribution to the greater good. This is a powerful legacy that transcends the material world and reverberates in the spiritual realms. Healing these financial scars is challenging work, but it is an essential calling for the chosen ones. It is a way of breaking the invisible chains that bind us to past limitations and opening the way for a new way of living and thriving. By doing this work, the chosen are not only freeing themselves but also creating a space for their families and communities to experience this liberation. They become beacons of hope, showing that it is possible to break the cycles of scarcity and live a life of abundance that is in harmony with the divine purpose. The traditional methods of generating wealth, such as following corporate careers, accumulating academic titles, or investing in financial markets, often do not resonate with the chosen ones. This is because the chosen are on a journey that goes beyond the conventional rules of society. They are not merely seeking material success or financial security that many consider the definition of success. Instead, they feel a deep need for spiritual alignment, to live a life that has purpose and meaning. For the chosen, work and money are not mere ends in themselves, but they must serve a higher purpose that transcends the material world. Many chosen ones experience a feeling of misalignment with what conventional society values. They realize that by trying to follow traditional methods for achieving financial success, something seems to be missing. They may feel a sense of emptiness, a lack of connection with their true passions and purposes. This can be frustrating because, while they see others prospering financially, the chosen find themselves questioning whether they should follow the same path or if there is a different, more meaningful route for them. The chosen are called to create a new way of generating value and abundance that is in harmony with their spiritual calling. This often means abandoning conventional methods of financial success and seeking something more aligned with their souls. It may mean following a less lucrative career but one that has a deeper impact on people's lives. It may mean embracing alternative forms of work that allow an authentic expression of their spiritual gifts and talents. This approach is not easy because it challenges established norms and often places the chosen ones in a position of financial uncertainty. However, this path of misalignment with traditional methods is also a blessing in disguise. By stepping away from established routines and the safe paths of material success, the chosen ones open themselves to new possibilities. They begin to realize that true success is not measured by the money they earn or the status they achieve, but by the depth with which they are living according to their purpose. When the chosen ones follow a path aligned with their spiritual mission, even if it does not bring immediate financial rewards, they experience a kind of fulfillment and abundance that transcends the material world. This process of aligning work with spiritual purpose also involves trust. The chosen need to trust that by following their authentic path, rewards will come, although not necessarily in the form of immediate material wealth. They need to believe that by following their mission, they are contributing to the greater good and that this contribution will be rewarded in ways that are not always measurable in financial terms. This trust requires a deep faith in divine purpose and in the greater plan being designed for their lives. Furthermore, this misalignment with traditional methods of wealth also allows the chosen to create alternative forms of prosperity. Instead of seeking the accumulation of material goods, they begin to focus on creating value for those around them. They use their spiritual gifts and unique talents to help others, to heal, to inspire, and to elevate collective consciousness. By doing so, the chosen discover they are creating a form of wealth that cannot be measured in money but is infinitely more valuable. The chosen ones who find this new way of working and generating abundance are not only creating value for themselves but for the world. They are redefining what it means to be prosperous and successful. They are showing that true wealth is not just a matter of numbers in a bank account but of how deeply we are impacting the lives of others and living in harmony with our spiritual purpose. This is the true contribution of the chosen, and that is why they often stray from traditional methods of wealth. For the chosen ones, material success that is not aligned with spiritual purpose ends up being empty and unsatisfactory. They are being called to create something greater, something more meaningful. They are being called to live according to their deepest values, and this requires a new approach to work and money. This path is often filled with challenges and uncertainties, but it is also incredibly rewarding because it allows the chosen to experience a form of prosperity that is in total harmony with their divine mission. The chosen ones, on their spiritual journey, are called to contribute to the world in a way that goes beyond the mere accumulation of material goods. Instead of focusing on accumulating wealth for themselves, they are inspired to create true and lasting value that resonates deeply with the soul. This means that often their contributions may not be immediately rewarded financially, but the impact they have on people's lives and the world is immeasurable. The pursuit of material accumulation, which so often guides the lives of those who follow conventional norms, is not the path of the chosen ones. They feel a deep calling to use their spiritual gifts, talents, and wisdom to contribute significantly to the spiritual and emotional evolution of those around them. This calling drives them to act with intention and authenticity, moving toward a purpose greater than merely acquiring wealth. The chosen often realize that by focusing on value creation, they are planting seeds that will bear fruit in the future, even if these fruits do not come immediately in the form of material wealth. They may choose careers, activities, or projects aimed at helping, healing, and inspiring rather than simply generating profit. This means they are aligned with what is most important: serving others, elevating collective consciousness, and contributing to the spiritual and emotional well-being of the world. Creating value is, at its essence, the mission of the chosen. When they connect with their spiritual purpose and use their gifts to benefit others, they are fulfilling their divine mission. This can manifest in different ways, whether through art, healing, teaching, leadership, or any other form of expression that resonates with their soul. What matters is that they are creating something of profound value, something that transforms lives and generates a positive impact. For the chosen, true success is not measured by what they accumulate but by what they offer to the world. They know that by contributing to the elevation of the human spirit, they are creating a type of value that cannot be quantified in material terms. This does not mean they despise financial prosperity, but rather that it becomes secondary compared to the fulfillment of their spiritual mission. Sometimes this journey can seem challenging. The path of the chosen is not easy and often involves material sacrifices. But they know on a deep level that they are being guided by a higher purpose. They trust that by focusing on creating value and serving others, rewards will come, perhaps in ways they did not expect but always in accordance with the divine plan. Furthermore, the creation of value for the chosen is a process of self-transformation. By dedicating themselves to service, to the growth and healing of others, they are also healing and transforming themselves. Each act of service, each moment of giving, strengthens their connection with the divine and deepens their own spiritual journey. They realize that by giving they are also receiving. They are receiving a form of prosperity that cannot be measured in material terms but that fills their soul with purpose, satisfaction, and peace. This focus on value creation rather than mere accumulation also frees the chosen ones from the pressures of society to follow a conventional path to wealth. They understand that their true wealth lies in their connection with the divine, in their ability to serve, and in the impact they have on the lives of those around them. And this gives them a sense of freedom that those who are bound to the relentless pursuit of material wealth rarely experience. Thus, the chosen follow their path with confidence, knowing they are creating something much greater than material wealth. They are contributing to the spiritual evolution of humanity, and this is the highest form of success they could achieve. This is the true meaning of creating value. The reward for the chosen lies in knowing they are fulfilling their mission and making a difference in the world, even if the material fruits are not immediate. By understanding this, the chosen embrace their journey, trusting that the universe will provide everything they need as they continue to serve. They see the creation of value as a sacred act, something deeply aligned with their spiritual purpose. And this brings them a form of peace that transcends the need for accumulation, a peace born from the certainty that they are living in accordance with the divine plan. The chosen find their greatest rewards not in material wealth but in service to others and in the fulfillment of their spiritual mission. For them, real prosperity comes when they are deeply connected with the divine purpose that guides their lives. It is through this service, this dedication to the greater good, that they experience a form of abundance that transcends the material and fills their lives with meaning, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Following this mission, however, is not something that happens automatically or easily. It requires a willingness to surrender to the purpose, an unshakable faith that by doing so, their material and emotional needs will be met in a divine manner. The concept of prosperity for the chosen is tied to their mission, to the impact they can have on the world, and not merely to obtaining money or material possessions. They understand that service to others and dedication to their purpose are the keys to unlocking the doors to true spiritual wealth. This path of service is often a process of detachment, where the chosen must abandon the idea that reward will come in the way society expects. They may not be recognized for their service immediately, they may not see the financial results that others pursue, but they know they are accumulating a type of wealth that goes far beyond material possessions. They experience fulfillment in knowing they are helping others grow, heal, and find their own purposes. This is the type of wealth the chosen seek, a form of abundance that nourishes the soul. The spiritual mission of the chosen is, therefore, both a vocation and a responsibility. They feel the call of something greater and understand that they were chosen to serve a specific purpose in the divine plan. This purpose can manifest in various ways, whether through words of wisdom, healing emotional wounds, leading others on their journeys, or simply being a beacon of light in times of darkness. The way this service manifests varies according to each chosen one's unique gifts, but the common thread is always the same: the desire to serve others and to be part of something greater than themselves. In this service, the chosen find true prosperity, for their wealth is not conditioned by external circumstances or the amount of possessions they hold. They realize that by following their mission, everything they need to live and to continue their service will be provided at the right time. There is an implicit trust that by following their purpose, the universe or the divine will provide the tools, resources, and support needed for them to continue their journey. This trust frees them from the anxiety of accumulation and places them in a position of peace and surrender, allowing them to live in harmony with their higher purpose. Additionally, by serving others, the chosen are not only fulfilling their spiritual mission but also activating a cycle of spiritual abundance that returns to them. It is a cycle where giving is also receiving. Each act of service not only enriches the life of the one being helped but also that of the chosen, who experiences deep spiritual satisfaction in witnessing the impact of their actions. It is in this continuous giving and receiving that the true prosperity of the chosen is manifested, a prosperity that cannot be measured in money but in deep connections and spiritual growth. This service to others also has a powerful impact on the surrounding world. By following their mission, the chosen become agents of change, planting seeds of transformation, healing, and growth in the lives of the people they touch. And although the results may not be immediately visible, they know they are part of something greater, something that transcends the immediate and the tangible. Prosperity for the chosen is deeply rooted in this contribution, in this sense of purpose, and in the impact they can have on others' lives. This spiritual prosperity that the chosen ones experience does not isolate them from the material world but frees them from the need to conform to traditional definitions of success and wealth. They understand that their wealth is linked to the fulfillment of their mission, to their service to others, and that any form of material prosperity that comes as a result is simply a natural consequence of living in alignment with the divine purpose. They do not pursue money or material success as ends in themselves but allow these things to flow into their lives as a reflection of their dedication to service and the greater good. Finally, the chosen know that by following their mission and serving others, they are not only fulfilling their destiny but also contributing to the spiritual evolution of all humanity. Each act of service, each small contribution, is part of a greater plan that transcends immediate understanding but ultimately brings prosperity that enriches not only their own lives but also the world around them. Many chosen ones carry limiting beliefs about money, inherited from past experiences or upbringing. These beliefs, often unconscious, profoundly influence how the chosen perceive and attract abundance in their lives. They can be as subtle as the idea that money is dirty or as deeply ingrained as the belief that being financially prosperous means straying from the spiritual path. However, for the chosen ones to achieve a healthy balance in their lives and be truly open to receiving the blessings destined for them, these limiting beliefs need to be identified and reprogrammed. Reprogramming these beliefs is not just an act of faith but a conscious process of introspection and transformation. First, it is necessary to recognize that money itself is neither good nor bad. It is a neutral tool that can be used for both selfish and noble purposes. What defines the use of money is the intention behind it. For the chosen, money can be seen as a resource that allows them to carry out their mission more effectively, helping them serve more people, create more impact, and expand their light. Often, the chosen ones grow up hearing that money is the root of all evil, or that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. However, these phrases need to be understood in their deeper context. It is not money that corrupts but the excessive love for it when it becomes an end rather than a means. For the chosen, money can be an ally, a tool that allows them to fulfill their divine purpose, but only when used with awareness and integrity. One of the main limiting beliefs that many chosen ones face is the idea that they are not worthy of financial abundance. This belief can arise from past traumas, family experiences, or a distorted view that sacrifice and deprivation are necessary for spiritual growth. However, God, the universe, or the divine source does not wish for the chosen to live in constant scarcity. On the contrary, there is an infinite abundance available to everyone, and the chosen are also part of this flow of blessings. Reprogramming these limiting beliefs involves a process of deep reflection where the chosen must question their perceptions of money and its role in their lives. A powerful question for this reflection is, how do I view money? As something that separates me from God or as a resource that can bring me closer to my divine purpose? By changing this perspective, the chosen can begin to see money not as an enemy but as a natural part of the flow of life, something that can be used for good. Moreover, It is essential for the chosen to begin affirming their worthiness and deservingness of prosperity. Money should not be seen as something unattainable or reserved for the few. On the contrary, financial abundance can be an expression of alignment with the divine purpose. When the chosen ones are in tune with their purpose, contributing to the greater good and serving others, money can naturally flow into their lives as a consequence of this alignment. Another fundamental aspect of reprogramming limiting beliefs is the act of opening oneself to receive. Often, the chosen ones find it easy to give, whether it be their time, talents, or energy, but struggle with receiving. They may feel they do not deserve the blessings offered to them, or that by receiving, they are somehow taking from someone else. However, the flow of giving and receiving is essential to maintaining balance in life. The chosen need to learn that receiving is also part of the divine cycle of abundance. By opening themselves to receive, they are allowing prosperity to flow more harmoniously in their lives, empowering them to continue serving in an even deeper way. This reprogramming process also involves replacing limiting beliefs with positive and empowering affirmations. Instead of believing that money is difficult to obtain or that being prosperous is incompatible with spirituality, the chosen ones can begin affirming that they are worthy of abundance, that money is a tool for good, and that by prospering, they can make an even greater difference in the world. These new affirmations, when repeated with intention and faith, begin to restructure the subconscious mind, allowing the chosen ones to attract more prosperity into their lives. A crucial step in this journey is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the greatest magnets for abundance because by acknowledging the blessings already present, the chosen open the doors for more blessings to flow into their lives. Even if current financial circumstances are challenging, practicing gratitude for what has already been achieved and for what is to come creates an energetic field of receptivity, attracting more prosperity. Finally, the chosen need to understand that the path to financial abundance reflects their spiritual growth. As they break their limiting beliefs about money, reprogram their minds, and open themselves to receive, they are not only attracting more material resources but also aligning with a higher form of prosperity where the spiritual and the material coexist in perfect harmony. The financial difficulties that the chosen ones face, though temporary, are part of a preparation for something much greater. These trials are not signs of failure or punishment but rather tests that strengthen the soul and prepare the ground for an abundance that goes beyond mere accumulation of material wealth. This superior abundance is deeply aligned with the spiritual purpose of the chosen ones, which is why the path to achieving it can be so difficult and full of challenges. When the chosen go through financial difficulties, the universe is shaping within them a spiritual resilience. This resilience is not just to bear the weight of adversity but to prepare the chosen to receive prosperity in harmony with their spiritual values. When this abundance arrives, it is not a superficial reward but a consequence of all the spiritual work done in overcoming trials. This phase of scarcity and difficulty can be seen as a period of internal preparation. True prosperity, that which is deep and lasting, requires a solid spiritual foundation. What God is building in the chosen ones is an internal fortress that external circumstances cannot shake. This fortress strengthens with each challenge overcome, with each moment of faith in which, despite difficulty, the chosen ones continue to believe that the universe will provide everything at the right time. In this process of preparation, the chosen learn the importance of patience and trust. Faith becomes a compass, guiding them through times of scarcity. Often, conventional paths to wealth and success do not make sense to the chosen precisely because they are being prepared for a form of prosperity that transcends worldly norms. This prosperity is connected to divine purpose, and the time it takes to achieve it is part of a greater plan that can only be fully understood when looking at the journey as a whole. The preparation for this higher abundance also involves learning to manage resources consciously. When the chosen face a lack of resources, they are forced to reevaluate their priorities and develop a healthier relationship with money. They learn to value what they have, to use resources wisely, and to recognize that true wealth is not in how much you have but in what you do with what you have. This training in financial management is essential because when higher abundance arrives, the chosen ones will already be ready to handle it responsibly and in alignment with their spiritual purpose. Moreover, these financial trials help to strengthen humility. The abundance that the chosen ones are being prepared to receive should not be a source of pride or vanity but rather an instrument for serving others. By going through difficulties, the chosen become more empathetic, more sensitive to others' struggles, and more willing to share their prosperity when it finally comes. This humility is a key to ensuring that abundance flows in a balanced and harmonious way in their lives. Financial difficulties also teach the chosen ones to depend entirely on God, trusting that He will provide for all their needs. During these times of scarcity, the chosen are led to surrender their worries and anxieties to God, knowing that even when everything seems to fall apart, there is a divine purpose at work. This trust, this total surrender, is part of the preparation for abundance because it ensures that when prosperity arrives, the chosen will remain steadfast in their faith and continue to recognize God as the true source of all blessings. The process of preparation for higher abundance is ultimately a journey of transformation. As the chosen face their financial trials, they are being refined just as gold is refined in fire. This refinement is not only to strengthen them individually but also to prepare them for a greater mission that involves sharing this abundance with the world in a way that makes a difference in the lives of those around them. By going through these financial difficulties, the chosen can be assured that they are being prepared for something much greater than themselves. God is shaping within them the ability to handle abundance responsibly and in spiritual alignment so that they can fulfill their role in the divine plan. The scarcity they experience now is only a temporary phase, a period of learning that, once overcome, will give way to an abundance far more profound and meaningful than any passing material wealth. This higher abundance is not only for the personal benefit of the chosen but so that they may use it to serve others and spread light in the world. The resources they will receive, whether in the form of money, influence, or opportunities, will be tools to fulfill their mission even more effectively. When this abundance arrives, it will be a reflection of all the spiritual work they have done, all the faith they maintained during the most challenging moments, and all the growth they experienced along the way. The challenges that the chosen face, whether in loneliness or financial difficulties, are more than mere obstacles. They are true opportunities for growth and spiritual evolution. Each of these challenges is carefully placed on the path of the chosen as part of a greater divine plan, a refining process that aims to prepare their souls to fulfill a higher purpose. When the chosen experience loneliness, it is easy to fall into the trap of believing that this is a sign of isolation, of abandonment. However, what seems to be a phase of isolation is, in fact, an invitation to reconnect with one's essence. This loneliness offers a sacred space for introspection, to listen to the inner voice that is often muffled by the noise of the outside world. During these moments of silence and withdrawal, the chosen ones have the chance to delve deeply into their own being and understand more clearly who they are and what they are destined to accomplish. Loneliness also serves as a time of preparation for more authentic and profound connections in the future. It is during these periods that the chosen ones strengthen internally, learn to recognize their value, and become capable of building relationships based on a true energy exchange rather than superficial or draining connections. By embracing this loneliness as a time of healing and renewal, the chosen ones emerge stronger, more confident, and more aligned with their spiritual purpose. Financial difficulties, on the other hand, function as a test of faith and resilience. When the chosen ones are stripped of material resources, they are led to trust fully in the higher forces that govern the universe. This trust, this absolute dependence on God or the divine, is a fundamental lesson on the spiritual path of the chosen ones. These challenges teach that, while the world may value the accumulation of material wealth, true prosperity lies in connection with the divine and the unshakable faith that all needs will be met in due time. Financial trials also serve as a form of spiritual protection. Material abundance, if not managed consciously and responsibly, can easily lead to pride, vanity, and deviation from the spiritual purpose. Therefore, financial difficulties function as a balancing mechanism, a way of ensuring that the chosen ones remain humble, focused, and aligned with their divine purpose. This does not mean they are destined to live in scarcity forever, but rather that these challenges are temporary and serve to shape their character and strengthen their faith. Through these trials, the chosen ones learn to value what truly matters. They learn that their mission goes far beyond merely accumulating material wealth. They are called to contribute to the world in a way that transcends the superficial, using their spiritual gifts and talents to create impact and transformation. And while these contributions may not bring immediate financial rewards, they generate a type of prosperity that is far more enduring, the prosperity of the soul, the spirit, and the community. This journey of challenges, loneliness, and financial scarcity is not a punishment but rather a preparation for something far greater. Every obstacle faced by the chosen ones is shaping within them the capacity to lead, to serve, and to bring light into the world in a unique way. By overcoming these trials, the chosen ones are rewarded with a form of abundance that reflects their spiritual values and their commitment to their divine mission. What the chosen need to understand is that these challenges are part of a necessary process of purification and strengthening. Just as gold is refined in fire, their souls are being refined through the difficulties they face. Every challenge overcome strengthens their connection with the divine, their self-confidence, and their ability to manifest their mission in the world. And when abundance arrives, it does so in a way that is deeply aligned with the spiritual purpose of the chosen, an abundance that flows from within and impacts not only their own lives but also the lives of those around them. Thus, in looking at the struggles and trials of life, the chosen ones must recognize that they are being prepared for something greater. Every obstacle, every moment of loneliness or financial hardship, is paving the way for them to fulfill their role in the divine plan. These challenges are temporary, but the spiritual growth they provide is permanent. By overcoming these trials, the chosen will be ready to receive a form of prosperity and abundance that goes far beyond the material, a prosperity that is in complete harmony with their spiritual purpose and the greater good. If you connected with this message and wish to continue your journey of spiritual growth, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experience in the comments. Your journey is important, and together we can continue growing and strengthening our connection with the divine. May you continue firm in your faith, knowing that every challenge you face is part of a greater plan and that abundance is on its way, in the perfect form and at the perfect time.